Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today I have a very different kind of video for you guys. So today we're going to be taking a look at Apex Legends, which is a free-to-play Battle Royale game from Respawn Entertainment, who of course are the folks responsible for the Titanfall series, and before that, Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. This game was released pretty much out of nowhere. A couple of days ago, we did have some leaks saying that a Titanfall Battle Royale game would be coming this week, and then suddenly pretty much every major YouTuber and live streamer announced their partnership with Respawn, and overnight this became one of the most popular games out there. Now before we go any further, I would like to say that I am not one of those YouTubers who is sponsored by Respawn Entertainment. They never even reached out to me. I did do some sponsored FIFA and Battlefield videos maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but after they decided to disband the EA Ronku program, I lost all contact with EA entirely, and quite honestly, the only EA games I even play anymore would be the annual Madden releases, which of course I post over on my second channel. So with that out of the way, what is Apex Legends? Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's a free-to-play Battle Royale game that has a heavy focus on class-based characters. Right now, there are 8 total characters in the game, each of which having their own abilities and their own ultimates. The map itself is actually quite small by normal Battle Royale standards, and to compensate for that, there are only 60 total people in any given game, which is broken down into 20 squads of 3. At the very beginning of the game, you have a draft with your teammates to pick your characters, and one of you will be assigned the role of the Pathmaster, which will allow you all to land together if you choose to do so. Of course, you can go land on your own if you decide to, but it's kind of a cool feature, right? You can choose to go with your teammates and land at the exact same location. Once you're down on the ground, you can communicate with voice chat and the built-in ping system, and the rest is pretty much self-explanatory if you've ever played a Battle Royale game before. So throughout the entire match, your abilities will charge as well as your ultimate. You'll be able to run around and find body armor, helmets, guns, and ammo, and the circle will periodically close in on players, which will force them into a tighter and tighter area. Now the question is Apex Legends actually any good? It has so much hype right now. It's one of the #1 trending topics on Twitter. It's by far the #1 game on Twitch. Everybody's talking about this game, but is it actually any good? Well, it's honestly hard to say because, again, pretty much every big Battle Royale streamer and YouTuber is partnered with Respawn Entertainment to be part of their ad campaign. Now, of course, most of these guys would never do a sponsorship with a product that they don't enjoy, but still, there's going to be an inherent bias there because they are literally working with the company who made the game. Now, for me, once again, I have no dog in the fight whatsoever. I am not partnered with EA or Respawn or anything like that, but also, I've never really been into Battle Royale, so you could also view that as a sort of bias if you choose to. Now, just full disclosure here, I loved the original Titanfall. I really liked Titanfall 2, and you guys know me. COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 are 2 of my favorite games of all time. I love old school Infinity Ward and pretty much everything that they do, so you would think that I would be inclined to enjoy this game as well, though sadly, I really don't find myself enjoying this game all that much, and it's not because it's a Battle Royale game. I'm actually all for Battle Royale as a genre. I find myself enjoying it more and more the more I play it, but my problem with Apex Legends lies with the fact that in its current stage, it's super unpolished, man. It is really, really unpolished. On console, where the vast majority of people play, the movement is really clunky and the gunplay is really bad. Like, if I had to honestly give you guys a comparison of what the movement and the gunplay are like, I mean, picture Battlefield 3 on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. That's what it honestly feels like to me, and it's hard to believe that this game was made by the same studio that made Modern Warfare 2 and the original Titanfall, because again, the movement and the gunplay mechanics really do leave a lot to be desired. Now, keep in mind as well, I am playing on the Xbox One X, which currently, barely, is the most powerful console on the market, and they claim that this game runs at 60 frames per second, but I can tell you guys, it does not run at 60 frames per second. The frame rate is going to dip a lot, and oftentimes it feels like it's just going to be running at 30 most of the time. It's really that bad, and again, it's really disappointing coming from the studio that was responsible for COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Titanfall 1, as well as, of course, Titanfall 2. But aside from that, I also find that the map is really uninspired. Like, you guys were seeing the gameplay here. You can see what the map actually looks like. Does it not look like it was thrown together in Halo's Forge world? Like, there's nothing really unique or inspired about the map itself. It does have some Titanfall vibes, which is what the game's kind of built around. But if you compare this map to what we see in Fortnite, which I know people on this channel hate to hear about Fortnite, but look at the map that we have on Fortnite and how original and unique that map is, or even the Blackout map in Black Ops 4, I mean, they are night and day different as compared to this map, which is really just a bunch of gray shacks everywhere that really have no rhyme or reason to them. They feel really, really weird and very unintuitive. Now, I will say there are some redeeming factors about this game as well, because just like with Black Ops 4, I love the characters that we have in this game and the different abilities that each one of them can use. I like the idea of a team draft at the very beginning of the game, and I also like the idea that we can land with our team and have somebody kind of control where everybody goes. Also, throughout the entirety of the match, the game has these banners, right? It's basically like this giant arena, and there are these banners that will dynamically update throughout the entirety of the game and show who's winning, who's having the most kills and stuff like that, which is really cool. And also, so far, the free-to-play model appears to be pretty good. Of course, it's day one. We really have no idea what they have planned for the future, but so far, the free-to-play model seems to be pretty fair, all things considered. I'll say, though, I feel as though the clunkiness of this game can be smoothed out, right? Over time, they can fix that. Over time, they can optimize the frame drops. Over time, they can make the gunplay better. Over time, they can make the running smoother, but I don't think they're going to have time for all that, right? I think this is another great example of EA pushing out a game well before it was ready. You guys know, Titanfall 2 was a game that had all the potential in the world and a bunch of hype behind it, but EA sent it out to die. They absolutely sent that game out to die because they released it in the same window as roughly Overwatch, as well as Doom, and Infinite Warfare, and Modern Warfare Remastered, and Battlefield 1. Like, it was basically doomed from the very beginning because it could not compete with all those giant games. Titanfall is a really good franchise, but it's more of a March franchise, right? It's supposed to release well after all the other big games, so it actually has a chance to compete, and it can be a breath of fresh air for people that are burnt out on the other games. But no, instead of doing that, EA decided to push Titanfall 2 out alongside COD and Battlefield and pretty much everything else, and the game pretty much died instantly, right? Well, the same thing is pretty much going to be happening here to Apex Legends, at least in my opinion, because people forget this, but Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode is going to be coming out next month. And I understand that Battlefield 5 is not the biggest game out there right now, but any new Battle Royale game always has the hype of the community. You know for a fact that EA is going to sponsor all those YouTubers and those live streamers. There's going to be a big push for that Battle Royale mode when it comes out, and when that happens, I think people are going to forget about Apex Legends. Also, not to mention, Season 3 of the Black Ops 4 Blackout content is right around the corner. A new map expansion, new content updates, and things like that have been teased by David Vonderhaar and Treyarch, so that's likely coming within the next 30 days or so. And also, Fortnite, of course, is going to keep chugging along with all of its content updates and patches and changes and things like that. So they had a chance here with Apex Legends. They really did. They had a chance to try to wow everybody right away, and so far, lots of people really do seem to enjoy it, but there's also a number of inherent problems with the game as well. It seems like a lot of these games, they just release thinking that they have all the time in the world to slowly but surely update their game and fix it over time, but that really doesn't work at this day and age, especially for an underdog title like Apex Legends. They have a couple of weeks at most, I would personally say, to really fix everything and wow everybody possible, because right around the corner, once again, we have new Blackout content, we have a new Battle Royale game in the Battlefield franchise, and of course, Fortnite's going to keep on putting out stuff, and they're actually killing it right now when it comes to content updates. So yeah, man, they have an uphill battle here for Apex Legends. I'm interested to see how things are going to play out. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my honest first impressions of this game so far. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comment section below. And if you guys are wondering as well, Respawn has confirmed that they are not working on Titanfall 3, and that Apex Legends is their current focus going forward for the Titanfall universe. I would love to hear what you guys think about that down there in the comments, because it's a shame, man. Honestly, if this is the final Titanfall game that we get, a free-to-play Battle Royale game that may or may not die within a month, oh man, that would be absolutely terrible, because I remember when the original Titanfall came out, that game had all the hype in the world. Titanfall 2 had a lot of hype as well, and for the franchise to end like this would actually be pretty bad, at least in my opinion. But then again, a lot of people are enjoying this game right now, so let me know down there in the comments. Do you like this game? Do you dislike this game? It's free to play. You might as well try it, right? I mean, it's on Xbox One, it's on PlayStation 4, and if you're on PC, you have to get it through the Origin client, which in my opinion is the worst freaking client imaginable. I refuse to play on Origin. I freaking hate it that much. But once again, it is available for free on every single platform, and if you're a Titanfall fan, you might want to consider checking this game out, because for the foreseeable future, this is going to be the final game game in the entire Titanfall universe, which is a huge fall from grace, at least in my opinion. Now, one final thing here, before we wrap up the video here today, if you're wondering about that Star Wars game that was supposedly being worked on by Respawn Entertainment, well, apparently it's still being worked on, but what they did is they only have a couple of members from the original Respawn team actually working on that game, and aside from that, they basically hired a whole new staff. So it's as if they have two Respawn Entertainment teams. One team worked on this game here, Apex Legends, and the other team worked on that Star Wars game, which is still currently in development. So that's what's happening there. That game is still being made, if you guys are wondering, but for right now, the future of the Titanfall franchise is in a free-to-play Battle Royale game that doesn't really have that much to do with the pilots and the Titans and characters like that, which is, once again, really freaking strange and very freaking interesting. But once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts and feedback on this game down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.